Generally, as today, what happened if I click a new account today? So there is no such differences. We got account got created. I mean, the account creation page is getting popped up, right?
Yes.
So let's do one thing. So I don't want to get there. I need to have two different types of accounts. I need to have two different types of accounts. I need to have like a personal account and I need to create a business account. What we need to have? We need to get a personal account. On click of this new button, I should get prompt saying that, hey, which account you needed? You need to create like personal account or like a business account. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
So let's say for that, what we need to do as a user, what I'm doing here, as a user, I'm coming and I'm clicking a new button. I'm clicking a new button. So in Salesforce, we have an option. As current process, it just open up like a create form. It's just creating a one form, record creation form, right? Directly
Yes.
it is coming to record creation form, right? There is no such options we had till today. So what my expectation from this is, I don't want to do straight away this. I should have a decision to be asked saying that, hey, you wanted to create a record creation form of business account or you need to create a this one, record creation business, and let's say this name as a personal. So now I'm just repeating this topic. We know that we discussed this, but due to my internet connection, so I'm taking this topic again just to make more clear. So I should have a decision here. I should have a decision. This need to be asked me is what account? Business account. Then I need to create this. Else I need to have personal account. So now you can see we have a decision box, right? We don't have a before these type of decisions. Now we got a decision box. On click of new, you should have a value saying that you want to create a business account or a personal account. These business account and personal accounts are record types. These business and personal accounts are record types. What we say, these are called record type, business account and personal account. But as a user, what I have a profile, right? For sure, I will be having profile, isn't it?
Yes.
Based on profile, based on profile, for one record type, how many page loads you can able to assign from this map? For one user,
One.
for one user, how many record types you can
Only
able to assign?
one. Only
One.
one.
So with if you have a multiple record types, you can have a multiple page layout assigned. Or it is not mandatory that you should have a new page layout for any record type. You can also have a same page layout tag, but the ultimate discussion point is that important point we need to remember for one profile user, you can with a one record type you can able to assign only one mapping. It means one user, one record type, one page layout. One user, two record types. You can have a two or you can also have one. So it cannot be greater than number of record types. Number of page layouts cannot be greater than number of record types, but it can be less. Why? Because if I can able to assign both business account and personal account to the same record page layout, I can able to do that no matter what. You understand this point? You
Yes.
understand?
Means every record type should have one page layout assigned to it.
It's not mandatory. You can have it, but you don't want to worry about. You can also tag to the same page layout. It's okay to tag to the same page layout. It need
Yeah.
not mandatory that
Yes.
you should have an individual page layout for every record type. But one page layout can be assigned to a multiple record types for profile basis that you can do. But you cannot have a
Yes.
multiple page layouts without a record types.
Yeah. Get.
Clear. So for this, what we need to do on a account object, we need to create a two record types. We need to create a two record type. But now, for the more understanding what I'm doing, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing. If it is a business account, if it is a business account, while creating a form, I should say rating, or let's talk about some new field here, account name. If it is a business account, I need to say type should be required. Type should be required. So for a business account, type field is required to say. Required to say. What I'm saying here, for a business account, what I'm trying to do here, type is required. Okay. I'm assigning to the same page load in this case, right? But I'm
Yes.
leaving a condition here. I'm leaving a condition. For a personal account, there is no required. For a business account, I'm saying type field is required. But I'm assigning to the same page load, but I'm trying to get some additional functionality done here. So what we need to do here, first we need to create this business. How to create a business account and personal record types? For that, what you need to go? You need to go to the setup. You need to go to setup. And here in the object manager, you need to go to the account object. You can have a look into it, or you can also use a quick find to search your object names. Account. In the left side, you can see there is a record types, right? What we are seeing, there is an option called record types. You can see here, right? Record types, isn't it?
Yes.
You can have a multiple record types getting created. So now I create a new record type here. I'll create a new record type. For the first time when you are creating a record type, you can see active checkbox is checked and mark as available is checked by default. You can also see like disable it. But if you disable this one, it means that these record type is not available for any profile. Only once you enable, then only it will available. Okay.
Okay.
I'll say business account is my record type. I'll say this account will have only business account information. This is a description for a, you can see this description while selecting why we are creating this, for a clear picture for an end user. Next, and now it is asking for a page layout. Now I'm assigning to the account layout. There is a standard layouts provided by Salesforce. Let's not worry. We are assigning to account layout directly. So for this record type, which layout we assign here for all profiles. You can also do independently. For the same record type, hey, for this profile I need to have support layout, sales layout. You can see, right? I can able to manage. But ultimately, if you see the same definition, for one profile user, for one profile, for one record type, how many page layouts you have? For one profile, one record type, how many page layouts you can able to pick? Only one, right?
Yes, only one.
But the page, all profiles should not have the same page layout. They can have a different, whatever they wanted. You understood? The page layouts cannot be same for all
Yes.
profiles for the same record type. They can have multiple, but in the combination of one record type, profile and page layout, you will have only one is to one ratio. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Save. So now what we did, we created one record type. What we need to have, we need to have another record type called personal account, right? New record type, and I'm saying personal account. Here you have options now. You can either copy the page layout. What is means if I say business account, it copies the page layout assignment. If I say master, it copies the standard page layout. If I copy business account, earlier we had some changes, right, in the profile.
Yes.
That will be copied. Let's say because we are creating a second record type, active is not by default checked and mark available is not checked available, right?
Oh, so it will check for only first record type.
Yeah, it will check. By default, Salesforce makes active for a first record type. If you are creating more than one, ensure that you have to check manually.
Okay. Yeah. Get it.
This is a personal account information from ad hoc users or spot contracts. So why I'm saying these terms we'll use in Salesforce in regular basis going forward. So I just wanted to make sure the technical words are you get familiar. So only I'm using these spot contracts and these definition words. Okay. Now you can see which page layout we can have. Account layout. The account layout we selected for every profile, and I'm saving it. So it means what we did, we created till what part? We created till here, and we are assigning to the same page layout, right? Let's see, are we getting the same page layout? New. This is not refreshed. Let it get refreshed. Now we are getting right business account. If I click new, you can see the description I provided. It will show under the record type name, right?
Yes.
Now what is missing here? I'm getting the same page layout if I go to business, but the only missing thing here is we don't have a type field required. We never made any type field required. We never told to system saying that you need to check for a type, right? Here we need to do. So what is this called? We can have a validation tool. Salesforce also provide a flexible functionality to do a page layout, record validation called validation rules. You can check the customer data. Because you know, right, as soon as user selects a business account, they have to fill type field no matter what, right?
Yes. Correct.
So what we can do, we can go to the validation rule under account objects and you can create a new validation rule. Validation rules are like a picking type of thing. So business account type validation. For every business account, type field is required to save the account record. This is my description. This description is for developer. Why we had this validation? So here you have like a different function. So we have like a different function, date and time function. We have logical functions. We have math, text, and we have advanced. Advanced in the sense currency rate, ease change. Ease change in the sense whether the record or the field is changed. Regular expressions, you know the regular expression. Why we need regular expression? Just to see the data format, whatever the user enters. If it is a email validation, you are expecting some domain to be present. So you can have a results to do this. We look up, you can look up to the other objects and you get, in a way that you can also do a cross validations. The same thing here, we don't want to get too much deep at this point of time. Let's go to the all. So here we have a condition called and. So what is meant by and? Let's talk about this one. And of 1 comma 0, what is the value? And of 1 comma 0. And of true comma false, what is the outcome value? Result? We had this, right? True and false equal to what? True and false.
It will be false.
False. True and
Yes.
true?
It will be true.
Uh, true or false?
True.
Right? You know this concept, right? In Salesforce, it was little, instead of in middle, we'll say this way. Tree, comma, F. You understand? There is a comma separated logics. This is one, this is one. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Clear? But in our case, what we need to do, we need to check what we need to check. If it is a business account, the first condition we need to check whether the account record is business account, then the type field is filled or not, right?
Okay.
Isn't it? So for that, what we need to do, first we need to check a record type. We have a field called record type. You can see there is arrow mark. It means that you are going inside that object. And what is that field name that we need to check? All record types will be tagged to record types. Record type ID. Insert. Okay, 1 minute. Insert. Account record type. See, there is a account record type. In account record type, what is the name we need to say? Record type name. Insert. What is the name that we need to pick? Equal to.
Business.
We need to take API name, but little weak. I'll always recommend to go and copy the names so you can avoid at least typo errors. I'll go to my business account and I'll copy my record type name. This is my record type name. You can see developer name. If I say developer name, this is a record type name. So now I can say, hey, this is equal to this. And what we need to check, and there is a function called is blank. There is a function called is blank, is clone, is new, is null. Because this is a pick list value, we can have like a null. If it is a drop down value, ultimately what we'll have? We'll have a this one, right? Null value, right? For integers, and our default value will be. What is difference between null and blank? What is difference between null and blank? Let's say integer, oh sorry, string I equal to this and string k l, which is blank, which is null.
First one is blank and second one is null.
Why first one is blank? The reason behind, we had a memory assignment. We initialized it. We declared and we initialized it with a memory. So it means that it have a blank, but it doesn't have a value. But in this case, we just declared, but we don't have a value in it, right? We didn't even initialize, right? Null means it's a vacuum. Null means it's a vacuum. Blank means, hey, I have some house, but nothing was there. You have some space already, but it was nothing. You understood this?
Yes.
Avinash, you?
Yes.
Cool. So in this case, let's talk about this one. So this is a drop down. If I don't select anything, it's a null. If I select anything, it's not even a null now, right? Now I need to check only for a null condition, isn't it? So what I can say is expression. So what the expression will be? Account, and which is the field name we are validating? Type, right?
Yes.
Type. So I inserted. This is a validation. This is my first condition. If this is true and if this is true, then only I will file my error, right? If it is null, that we need to show an error, right?
Yes.
Type is required for business accounts. So we can say display an error message at top of this page at this level, or we can also display error message at a specific field. What is the best recommendation that you can suggest here? At the top of the page or at a specific field?
Then it should be a specific field.
Because that was easy to spot by a user. Error can be spotted by a user very easily. You don't want to search again. So here I need to display a type field. Where is type? Okay. A type, I'm saying. For now, before going further, I'll check my syntax. Is my syntax right? Oh, what is the error here is? Pick list fields are only supported certain functions. Because type is what type of field? Type is not a
Okay.
text field. Type is not integer, but type is a drop down value. So drop down
Yes.
values you cannot have a direct check. So what you can do, there is a function called isPickValue. There is a function called isPickValue. There is a function called isPickValue for functions. In isPickValue, here you need to pass your pick list field name. Here you need to pass for pick list name. What is your pick list name? Type.
Fine.
Type. And what is the expectation text that you are expecting here? You are expecting any
Business.
text, it should be null, right?
Yes.
If the type, if it is null, then it will return true. Else, it will return false. If it is false, it means that the value is filled, right?
Yes.
Only for pick list, you have a function called pick list. Okay. Here in pick list, you need to say always this. Technically, my words are right, like you need to pass null. But for pick list, you need to always pass a single quotes. It means it also treats like a blank value. Clear?
Okay. Yes. Clear.
Yeah. Because why it is blank, here you can see none. None means label is none, but value is blank. That was the expectation from this point. Clear? Yeah. So now my syntax, there is no syntax error. I'll save it. I'll save it. So my validation rule is saved. Now what I do, I'll create a new account now. I'll create a new account and let's say Google, and I'll just try to save. Type is required for business. You got error message showing the type is required, isn't it?
Yes.
So it means one validation rule is done. So we have completed this part, but we have to check whether this is allowed to save or not. Let's go back there and I'll click new. I'll select a personal account. I'll click next and I'll say Google personal. I'll say Google dash personal for a future references that whether it's a personal account. I'll save. So does it allow me to save or it should not? Ideally in our business, in our requirement, it should allow me to save. Let's save it. Oh, it got saved. It means now you can see how we did it. We created a two record types. For one record type, we created a validation rule by using what? By using the record type, by mentioning a record type name. It means that particular validation will only work for that record type, right? Clear?
Yes, yes.
Any doubt in this? Any doubts?
No.
Okay, cool.